Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Odin Sphere, Leifdrasir. In the last episode, we kind of started our way into the kingdom of the fairies, which I don't actually even remember what this forest's name is. I think it's like the forest Efrit or something. I think I can actually check, can't I? No, Ringford Forest. Okay, that's easy. Anyway, in this episode, we're probably going to be taking on the boss and getting a bunch of stuff. Now, some stuff that I kind of wanted to talk about before we start this episode, I did a little bit of leveling just in case. I don't want us to have too difficult of an experience, especially while going through this game. It's not as if my skill is a little bit lacking, it's just a little bit more safe that way. So, I basically just got a bunch of Phozons. I used them, I've upgraded a bunch of my skills. You're going to see that Needle Strike is super strong now. Also, the first thing to actually make mention of right now, there's a small little hole here. You cannot enter because the entrance is too narrow. So much like the note from the previous episode explained to us, we really do need to find a way to be smaller. But before we do that, I actually figured out where the hidden thing is, which is right here. So it's right below the tree. I don't understand how that's anything to do with a monkey, but whatever. I'm sure it actually made way more sense in Japanese, but eh. Anyway, here's the Phozon Prism. And this Phozon Prism is Beatdown. Now, I'm pretty sure Beatdown is a passive skill. Yes. Increases damage against down foes. So this is pretty good, and it's probably going to be something I'm going to be upgrading. Basically, just like a word to the wise, if you have a passive skill, it's always more worth it to upgrade it, especially because it's just giving you general more damage. So I'm going to upgrade it one more time once we're done with that. And Icebreaker should be good as well, which does, I believe it does increase damage against foes. Yeah! What sucks is that it actually is like right before the end, making it a little bit useless, but who cares? Not really the biggest of deals. Also, if I sound a little bit like I guess snotty might be the word if you hear me snorting a lot, it's literally just because I've been I just took a shower. I just woke up. I'm not used to recording these in the morning, so hopefully my commentary isn't a little bit awkward, but we'll see. Also, I just realized I'm supposed to go into this tree, and right here you'll see the first instance of these cool little mushrooms that shrink you down, which give you the status effect Dwarf. So you can like kind of choose to get rid of it at any time, but it is on a time limit, so you got to be really fast on whatever it is you're doing. So to advance, this is what we have to do. And I actually forgot. Yeah, you just hold triangle, and you can cancel the dwarf form. So boom, boom. We go back to large Gwendolyn. Large and in charge. And now we can continue to beat the crap out of these fairies. These elf hunters are pretty easy. Mostly because Gwendolyn's air combos are kind of ridiculous. Let's be real. Like, look, it doesn't matter how many they send at us, you can just keep comboing them into infinity forever. Not only that, but now that we have like the down to bonus, since when you hit them, it technically considers them downed, you're just juggling them forever, doing extra damage during the juggle. Oh yes, naturalize. Okay, so now that this has actually finally been given to us, I can actually explain a cool little trick, but I won't be explaining it just yet. You'll see why this trick is so useful later on, especially if you're trying to like max out all your skills, or at least a majority of them. Do I even have the... I do not have the key. No, I don't. Come here, you little Koobsbane. Alright, so I need a key, and I need to also continue that way, so... I guess we can go up. Up might be the better choice. I wonder if there's an achievement for like beating a stage while being dwarfed. Because you do like minuscule damage when you're dwarfed. Like look at this. Look at how small my damage is. It's hilarious. You can't even juggle. You can't use skills for some reason, so that's a thing. So don't expect to be using Needle Strike when you're tiny like this. Or any other abilities really. But it also makes them harder for you to hit you. So, it has its advantages, it has its disadvantages, but really, I don't really think it's worth it. Because you can't really combo as easy either. Come on. I actually just want to complete this as Dwarf, just to see what if anything happens. Oh, dang it. I think I took too much damage, and I'm not sure if damage actually affects how long you stay in dwarf mode, but it's not the biggest deal. Man, I feel like it's so weird to take a shower in the morning and just feel like nice and calm and relaxed. I feel like it isn't the type of mood I should be in for recording, but I don't know. It feels really nice. I'm enjoying it. So there's a second rest stop there. The boss is down that way. So let's just go around, I guess. There's a Rosemile area here, but I don't really need it. There's another food stop. Also, something I probably... Oh, here we go. Alright, so here's something I wanted to make mention of. This is a challenge stage, and challenge stages usually give you something incredibly useful for beating it. So, you'll notice that we're fighting 2 bosses right now. Come on. And now, Blizzard. So, the way I like to beat this area, because mostly this is like pretty much the easiest way to do it, just Blizzard, freeze them, and then now you'll be doing increased damage, and you just continuously destroy them. Super duper easy. Plus, every time you knock them down, you get a couple more phosons, increasing the length of time you can continue to do the Blizzard skills. So pretty much just continuously freeze them. It's like perfect freeze. Also be careful because those guys can actually heal. Like, the secondary enemies can heal the main bosses, so you gotta be careful to make sure that they don't actually heal them. Otherwise, you're kinda screwing yourself over, and this will just take a shit ton longer. But you'll notice this is kinda simple as long as you can continuously use the Blizzard skill. Like, seriously? This is like the easiest thing in the world now. And worst case scenario, if you have, what is it? If you really need to freeze them again, what you can do is you can use, I believe it's a Cyclone Potion, which is right over there. Also, another thing, that since these guys will also summon enemies, it's pretty useful to just kind of kill them for more phosons, so you can continuously combo them out. Again, this is one of those mini-boss stages, and it's also a challenge stage, so if I'm a little quiet, I really do apologize. I also am a bit calmer than usual. Oh god. I tried to do Needle Strike and immediately failed. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm starting to feel it again. It sometimes takes a little while just to get back into the swing of things, but I did record really recently, so I should be fine overall. Alright, so the reason why you want to always S-rank these, first, Miracle Fruit, always useful, but you only get 1 for completing this challenge. But the other is, you might notice that we have our first heart coin, that platinum heart coin. That's pretty much the best currency in the game, and you can only get them from these 5-star areas. So if you really need to level up, I highly recommend coming back here, just getting a bunch of those coins and just eating the high and expensive food over at the different shops. There we go. Get comboed, boys! Maybe I made this too easy. I feel like if there's no struggle, it's not as fun. But it's still difficult on the bosses. I feel like the bosses are really what's the challenge of this game. It's not really the sheer amount of enemies, especially considering most of the time only enemies that actually have status effects can really hurt you. It's more the boss variety. The bosses are really what kind of makes you feel more invested and kind of makes you want to get stronger, because you know that those bosses are going to be pretty much the only challenge in the game. Well, not really. There are certain areas that have like mini bosses or other smaller things that actually do increase like the difficulty over time, and I feel like the harder difficulties probably are a little bit less simple than I'm probably making it out to be. I'm sure plenty of people who've played the game before are going to be telling me the exact same thing, but I mean, so far the sheer accessibility of the game itself makes it feel slightly easier, which I like. It doesn't make it feel as complicated, even though it does have a surprising degree of depth to it. Alright, and I believe that's everybody. Nope. We got one more round. Jeez, they're just throwing fairies at me. Well, that was close. I saw those like big arrows being charged up and I'm just like, oh god, please don't get hit by that. I'm gonna be thrown halfway across the screen. Not again. Alright, let's see what we got. A bunch of gold, some seeds. I should probably put some more of those away. Probably not as big of a deal. Let's see, is there anything else that I need to do? Well, there is that big empty room. I probably should explore that just to be sure. I'm not sure if there's anything in there, but, you know, why not? Let's see. Well, there are a couple fairies, and that's an old apple. Is there anything else here? I feel like there should be. Also, I love the design of the fairy mages. There's something about pink hair on a design of a character that just looks way better. And also, you can kind of see where the elf was inspired by in Dragon's Crown, if anybody's played it. By the way, I should totally play Dragon's Crown, but I feel like it's one of those games you need to play with a friend, otherwise it's just not as fun. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll get one of my friends to play it with me, and we can have a good old time palling around or something. Alright, is there anything else here that's worth it? Let's see, there is a chest. Apparently I missed it, considering it's still there. Usually when you actually get a chest, it disappears. Oh wait, that's right. I had a key, and I couldn't open it because I didn't have the key. Alright. Here's that small key for you. Speed belt. Alright. Oh, something I probably should have shown off as well is that I got a little bit new equipment. I upgraded my my vampiric ring. Not that I can upgrade it, I just found a level 2. I think somebody was selling it. I found this detox charm too as well, and it's pretty strong. Though I'm not sure if I'm going to replace the power stone with the speed belt. It does give me a ton of dexterity and defense. But it drops my maximum POW gauge by 25%, and that's not... I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it, but we'll see. Having a little bit more speed never hurt nobody. Especially considering, like, look how much faster we walk. Totally worth it. Alright, let's go fight this boss. Alright, come on. The one disadvantage of having Gwendolyn's, like, ability to be quick, like, I don't know how to even describe that, but every character has their own, like, speed-based ability, and hers is her gliding. The disadvantage of having it be her gliding, though, is that when you're trying to go uphill, it kind of makes it difficult to go quick. But going downhill is even faster than any other character, because you avoid all obstacles. Alright, so I believe this is the last rest area before... yeah, before the boss, so... you know what, screw it, let's just get right into it. See you guys in a few.
For a Valkyrie to come alone to a place like this?
'Tis Odin's witch. Let us hear what she has to say.
Your Majesty, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gwendolyn. I am King Odin's daughter. I have been exiled from my country, but circumstances forced me to come here. I have but one request. The ring to Trell. It was given to me as a gift. It is extremely precious to me. I humbly request that you give me the ring.
You barged in here to ask that? What cheek! Do you really expect us to hand the ring that controls the cauldron over to you?
We cannot give you the ring. This ring is a spoil of war taken from the Demon Lord. I am its rightful owner now. If you do not leave, I shall be forced to demonstrate my Reblim's power.
Alright, so here we go. Now we're fighting the Fairy Queen Mercedes. Now, fun fact about Mercedes, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but Mercedes is one of the characters that ends up fighting every other main character, and every other main character should actually at one point fight Mercedes. Now, because Mercedes is a Phozon user, you have to be very careful. If you don't absorb Phozons, she will absorb them instead, and it actually ends up powering up her abilities, giving her more, I guess, agency to use them. It just makes it so that she ends up using them more often. Let's see. Come on, to get frozen. And now this is really where you see how powerful Blizzard truly is. It is one of the most overpowered abilities because it can literally freeze not only the boss, but everything around it as well. Though some bosses do have like elemental resistances, I do believe that Mercedes is not one of them. Now, just a small tip when using Blizzard, which I've actually had to learn recently. Don't actually recast it until the freezing effect is actually completely gone. Otherwise, you kind of start slowly wasting it, if that makes any sense. You'll see what I mean. Because the freezing effect stacks for the longer that you have it on, but it does have a maximum point. So if you use it again immediately, it's gonna continue to charge until it's like, I guess you'd say it's like level 9. It's kind of like an invisible stat, if that makes any sense. For you, it would, for like the main character, whichever you're using, it would appear for you every time you use it on the left-hand corner right underneath the health. But for enemies, it doesn't actually show at all. Come on. Come on, I have to absorb those. Come on, Mercedes. Alright, can't let her get up to get all those phosons. Dang it! Oh, well, it doesn't matter that much. Alright, now these I do have to get before she can get them back. There we go. I mean, to be fair, Mercedes is probably one of the stronger characters in the game, but I think I may have overleveled a tad in a way that kind of made me, I don't know, cocky in a way. She's strong. She's one of the, like, the most evasive, like, strong characters. You should play her at a distance at all times, but at least right now, I'm kind of making quick work of her. Though she did do a decent chunk of my damage without any status effects. Like, I'd say personally the strongest character that you fight against is like Velvet, and only because her status effects are burn, which does massive damage. Anyway.
Oswald, where have you gone? I told him to get some rest.
Oh, Brahm. I see him.
Ah, so there he is.
Unrequited love is quite painful. But 'tis even more painful to be imprisoned by someone for whom you feel nothing. Gwendolyn. I had the slightest glimmer of hope in my heart, and now it is gone.
What is that? It's a messenger of death. Oswald!
What's wrong, Oswald? Your sword is so close. If you do not reach for it, my scythe shall claim you. You have no hope, nor power. You are a shell of a man, filled with despair. Now come. You belong to my queen for all eternity.
Oswald.
Oh, Gwendolyn. 'Tis a relief to find you safe.
Where is Oswald?
Gwendolyn, please, listen to me. This is the truth.
Well, I guess with that, we got the active skill Grid Smash, which is pretty strong. Stab the earth with one's might, creating a wave that knocks away foes. Very similar to, not Common Spear, Icicle Wave, but instead of using your power points, instead it actually still uses your power points, but to a lesser degree. Though I think it has a better knockdown ability. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, with that, I think I would like to save right here. And just say, you know, hopefully everything turns out well. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see you later, everybody.